So the Baltimore Ravens just took a big blow. We got some pretty terrible news here. Starting safety Ardarius Washington just tore his Achilles in an off-season conditioning workout and could likely miss the 2025 season. We also have some other free agent options the Baltimore Ravens could pursue, some notable safeties out there in the veteran market, as well as an undrafted free agent rookie edge rusher that the Baltimore Ravens just signed. We got all that and more, man. So welcome in to another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock. This time just bringing you a quick reaction episode for you guys with this breaking news. Hope you guys are doing well and having a great day. Let's break down this news. Sorry if I sound a little stuffy, a little bit under the weather right now, but I'm hanging in there, man. So we also have the Ravens schedule coming out today, which we'll be reacting to. So today's going to be a fun day. Let's dive into the content. And number one, let's start with Ardarius Washington. Here's the key facts. Last season, we know in Week 8, Ardarius Washington took over for a struggling Marcus Williams. Ardarius Washington played in all 17 games, but he started 10 games last season, and in only 10 starts, he had 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, that absolute hit stick on Russell Wilson in a big-time moment to help swing the momentum in that game and get over that Steelers hump that has been plaguing Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh. Plus, we had a sack and 64 tackles. Also, several passes defensed. But these stats alone don't tell the whole story of his true impact. Here's the reality. The Ravens' pass defense before Ardarius Washington and Kyle Hamilton were starting at the safety positions was allowing 294.9 yards per game, which was dead last, 32nd in the NFL in pass defense. However, the Ravens' pass defense, once Ardarius Washington came into that starting lineup next to Kyle Hamilton, they allowed only 171.6 yards per game. That's like a 120-yard difference, which was the first in the NFL. So without Ardarius Washington starting, they were the last pass defense. With him starting, they were the first. That's the reality of the situation. He came in, and he absolutely stabilized the safety position, was technically sound. He's a great processor. He's cerebral. He's smart. But not only did he just provide stability, he brought playmaking splashes where he got goal line stops, interceptions, throwing around his body even as a smaller guy, comes down like a truck downhill, just smashing guys and being reckless with his body. He's an absolute epitome of a Baltimore Raven, where he was an undrafted free agent. He was devalued because of his size and athletic profile, but every time he found his way on the field, he made plays. He was a starting nickel. He made it on the Ravens Week 1 starting roster as the starting nickel defensive back against the Texans in 2023 before that injury. Then 2024, after recovering from that injury, he found his way back on the field on sub packages until he took over as the full-time starter for Marcus Williams, and he didn't look back. So there's no doubt Ardarius Washington was going to be a huge part of this defense in 2025, and that he makes a difference while on the football field. Another note, let's talk about the injury timeline. There have been players that have recovered from an Achilles within a 5 to 7 month span relatively quickly. We saw what happened with J.K. Dobbins and Aaron Rodgers with their Achilles injuries. They recovered very quickly, but it all depends how well the surgery goes, the rehab process and everything. But there is a legit chance that come December, January time frame that he could be back on the field based off of historical Achilles injuries. Now, would he be 100%? Will he want to take that risk of going back out there maybe early? I'm not sure, but January puts him about 8 months post-injury from that Achilles. Now, this makes the draft pick of Maliki Starks all the better because safety wasn't necessarily a huge need with 2 of the starters returning. But the Baltimore Ravens, they went best player available. They liked the playmaking ability of Maliki Starks. He was the 10th overall prospect on PFF's board, and the Ravens got him at pick number 27. So the Ravens did what they do, draft great players that fall. Now, this will lessen the sting of Ardarius' injury. Maliki Starks is now penciled in to be a clear starter Week 1. Now, they might have wanted to ease him in, get him in some sub packages, but it looks like he's going to be thrown into the fire. So he's got some some serious work to do to make sure he knows that defense in and out and make sure he's ready to go and make a starting caliber impact as a first-round rookie draft pick. There's going to be some weight, some pressure on his shoulders, but the type of guy that he is, the off-the-field character, the captain and leader he was at Georgia, I think he's up for the challenge. This also means, Beau Brade, it's your time, buddy. Like, if the Ravens decide not to pursue a veteran, I'm sure they will, but Beau Brade has a serious opportunity in front of him to get in on the field. Even if they do sign a veteran and the veteran starts, Beau Brade could still get in on some sub packages on those, 6 and 7 defensive back looks on third downs, fourth downs. Beau Brade showed some serious flashes in training camp and in preseason last year, making plays. So the Ravens also drafted Sanusi Kane. So Sanusi Kane, Beau Brade, they have their opportunity and their work cut out ahead of them. Some notable guys that are on the free agent market are Justin Simmons. This guy's been a high-level starter for years. Julian Blackmon, Jordan Whitehead started a couple different teams. Marcus Williams, of course, who the Ravens parted ways with. We know he's not coming back. Jordan Poyer, Von Bell, Chuck Clark, former Raven, Jalen Mills, Quandre Diggs, Marcus May, John Johnson, Ronnie Harrison, a couple other guys here on this list, but the main guys I have my eye on is about 4 here. So Justin Simmons, Julian Blackmon, Jordan Whitehead, and Quandre Diggs. I think Quandre Diggs and Justin Simmons would probably be my 2 top targets here out of these veterans. Justin Simmons, by the way, is productive every single year. Like, check it out. The last 5 years, I'll just go through. In 2020, 96 tackles, 5 picks. In 2021, 80 tackles, 5 picks. 2022, 69 tackles, 6 picks. 2023, 70 tackles, 3 picks. And then last year with the Falcons, on a change of scenery and the defense was just bad overall, still put up 62 tackles and 2 picks. This guy's also picked off Patrick Mahomes more than any other defensive back in the National Football League. So he's got 32 picks in his career, and 6 of those came from Patrick Mahomes. So just saying, I would welcome Justin Simmons back on the Baltimore Ravens to maybe get a Patrick Mahomes interception in the playoffs. So Ardarius Washington, definitely a big blow to the secondary. But the Ravens definitely have the depth in place to absorb that type of injury, and there's still some time to address it with free agents on the market, as well as some developmental guys that have shown some flashes like Beau Brade and Sanusi Kane. So the Ravens will be fine, but it is no doubt a big blow to the Ravens defense. Next up, we got the Ravens signing an undrafted free agent outside linebacker, Kaimon Rucker. Was not supposed to go undrafted, had a great career at UNC, racking up 14.5 sacks and a second-team All-ACC honor in 2023 before dealing with I think it was a fibula fracture with his leg. So if he gets back to where he was before the injury, there's no doubt this is a high caliber player that came out of college football with a lot of production. He's got some natural bend. He's got very powerful hands with pop in them as a pass rusher. Definitely a talented football player that should not have gone undrafted, but the reality is he got injured. But he's healthy now, and the question is how does he make his way onto this football team? He'll probably have to be a practice squad guy, because if you look at the Ravens' outside linebacker room, it's absolutely loaded. I mean, it's now Mike Green, second-round pick, who should have been a first-round pick. Odafe Owe, Kyle Van Noy, Tavius Robinson isn't going anywhere. He's gotten better each year. David Ojabo, and you also have Adisa Isaac, who was drafted in the 3rd round last year. So that's 6 players right off the bat. Then you had Malik Ham, who was going to make the roster last year, who's really, Chuck Smith, the outside linebackers coach, really likes him, and he showed some great stuff in training camp and in preseason, and he's recovering from that injury. He should be good to go for this year's training camp. So that's 7 guys that have a legit shot at making the roster. Plus, there's the rumors of Jadeveon Clowney, a possible return there. Now you got Rucker into the mix. So making this team as an outside linebacker, especially as an undrafted free agent, is going to be very, very difficult. But he could find his way onto the Ravens practice squad and develop, and you never know. Injuries happen. He could be called up and make a splash. But worth mentioning, the Ravens signed this player. All right, guys, wanted to come at you with a quick update. Let me know what you guys think about Ardarius Washington and the possible veteran free agents out there that the Ravens could pursue, man. At this point, we're 15 days away from June 1st. That's whenever the compensatory pick formula stops factoring in. So if the Ravens add someone after June 1st, they won't lose their compensatory picks the way the formula works. So they'll probably wait 15 days unless they sign a guy that was released, then it won't count towards the formula. So keep your eye out for that, man. I love you guys. Smash the like button if you got any value out of today's content. Make sure you have your subscribe and notification bell on so you don't miss any Baltimore Ravens news or content. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see you in the next video.
When he wasn't looking, he ran me over.